Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano video. So with Catalyst voting started now, it is Fund 10 is open for people to go in and vote. A lot of people don't know what they should be voting for or how to find out information about I suppose there's 1,500 proposals. It's very hard, but Darlington has put together a really good site. I've showed it a few times in different videos, Lido Nation. So it's great to have Darlington on to talk a bit about it, where it came from, what it's there for, and he's going to give a demo as well to show how you can go through the proposals and research even past proposals on different people and that. So Darlington, thanks very much. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me, Paul. I enjoyed the show. Thanks. Never thought I would be on here, but glad to be on.
It's great. It's great to have you on to take us through it. And you're fresh off Rare Evo at the minute. So I had lots of FOMO watching Twitter and everything with Rare Evo. And was it as much fun as it looked for us watching on the sidelines?
This is true. Yeah, just off of Rare Evo, it was so fun. You know, Rare Evo always feels like going to a camp where you get to talk to a lot of the people every day versus going to a massive industry conference. So just that part is just fun. The collaborating, the having fun with people, the labs, the hanging out, the
Yeah,
dunk camp.
it looked good. I had a lot of FOMO. But I suppose jumping in, for people who aren't familiar with who you are, do you want to give a quick introduction to yourself, and then we'll get into Lido Nation and everything you've built there?
Yeah, I'm Darlington. A lot of my work is within the education space. Usually through Lido Nation. I also co-host the Cardano Over Coffee Twitter space. Lots of educating normal people about blockchain, mostly in text form. And then I also do a lot of developer apprenticeship in Kenya and Congo. So teaching people how to build software specifically for Cardano or around Cardano or using Cardano or on Cardano.
Okay, yeah, and I'm sure anyone on Twitter probably familiar with Cardano Over Coffee. If not, I can put links to that below and all of the other stuff you're working on. And the main one for today is Lido Nation. So where did that come from? Why did you build it? And we'll get into it then and show people who aren't familiar with it.
Yeah, Lido really was an iterating idea, right? So we set up the stake pools when Shelley hard fork happened way back, what, two and a half years ago? And then the question was, now what? The pool's running, Cardano pool basically runs itself. There's not a lot of day to day, maybe a couple, 2, 3 hours a week. But I love teaching. I really love educating, not the standard education, not formal, but sort of informal, the apprenticeship type education. So my co-founder Stephanie and I just delve into that, right? If people are going to actually be empowered by blockchain technology, that will only happen if the majority understand the technology in the language that they know how to speak. So we've just been trying to piece by piece explain different parts of blockchain, mostly Cardano, but we cover other blockchains too. And we do this in English, Swahili, and French on Lido Nation. And then, of course, just getting into Cardano, as most people probably do, you hear about all the things. Staking, okay, DeFi, okay, Catalyst. And I heard about Catalyst and just how amazing it is that the Cardano network is responsible for paying for the maintenance and innovation on Cardano. So that's what Project Catalyst does. It's a way that if you are building for Cardano, or on Cardano, you can get financial and other types of support through Project Catalyst. So I jumped right in. And because I'm a 15-year plus software engineer professionally, when I jumped in and realized, I immediately noticed, Catalyst, as cool as the idea is, it was missing a lot of tooling, right? So that whole drive for me to make things make sense to normal people kicked in, right? If you're a normal person trying to participate in Catalyst, would it make sense if you had to look at 50 different spreadsheets and jump into this app and that other thing? And that's how the Catalyst Explorer tool was born. That we'll be talking about today.
Yeah, it can be a difficult process for people coming in new, and when something isn't simple, straightforward, then lots of people are not as many people are going to get involved as we want to be involved in it. So I know different proposals when I'd be looking up to see what they're about, or even I really like that I can look through past funding rounds to see if I'm thinking of voting for someone in this round. I can look back and see, have they got proposals before? Have they fulfilled them? What have they done? And then that gives a good track record, I think, for people that are looking for new funding in this round. So I think you have your screen there. I'll bring it up and we can walk through different aspects of it for people who haven't seen it, or even for people who have, and maybe show them a few new things on it.
Absolutely. This changes so often. Since the year started, we have pushed over 612 versions of this thing.
Keeping you busy.
Like, we push 2 to 3 things every day because one of the first things Catalyst did to enable this is help. We won a proposal in Fund 8 to fund a lab in Kenya. And so that lab has 5 developers there now that helps with Catalyst building the tool and with other software projects. But let's dive into this. So going back to the education piece, if you are brand new and have no idea what I'm talking about, obviously you can hit projectcatalyst.io to get the top-down basic information there. And then also, we've written extensive articles, 34 different articles about Catalyst. So this is a good resource on here for you to sort of dive into different parts of Catalyst. If you're new and just trying to do some reading, you can also get to those articles just by searching Catalyst and they will all come up. Well, once you're sort of familiar with Catalyst, and then if you're voting, if you're thinking about voting, thinking about participating in voting, here is the tool. You can get to that tool from any page in the Lido menu, the Lido Nation menu. There's the shortcut here. It's of course in the menu, and of course we created a short link to it. So it's just lidonation.com/catalyst. That will take you directly to the proposals page, because Catalyst sort of evolve and rotate around ideas, innovation and proposals. So that's the current landing pages. You have different way to look at the proposals. There is the card view that shows different types of information. There's this Reddit style ranking view. If you have a login, you can actually rank proposal as you are exploring the proposals. You can also rank from on here too, with a little ranking widget here. And then we have this video view. Some people are working, some people are commuting sometimes. To be able to sit down and read something can be a challenge. So we encourage the proposing teams to create 3 minutes quick pitches. And amazingly, about 120 different quick pitches were created. I think we're going to be loading another 30 or 40 or so over the next day or two. So this number is going to go up to close to 200. And so you can come in here and listen to the quick pitch. And if you like what you hear, you can bookmark it. We will demo both of these shortly. But one cool feature with the quick pitch, sort of going back to people are busy, and sometimes they need to save time. We're trying to help with that to make participation easy for everyone. Say you are filtering, maybe you are interested in all of the gaming proposals. You can go in and filter to gaming proposals, maybe anything around gaming, gamifying. Looks like 6 proposals came up that have quick pitches. I'm sure there are more than 6 proposals. Yep, there's 128 proposals, but only 6 of them have quick pitches. So then what you can do is then hit this play all quick pitches, and it will start playing a quick pitch for you. And the quick pitch will continue to play while you are looking up other proposals.
I like that aspect because, like you say, it can be very hard for people to look through so many proposals. But if they can turn that on and even let it play in the background, you could come across some really good proposals that you like.
Exactly, and then once you find a proposal, you can go ahead and bookmark it. So we will demo that bookmarking functionality now. You have to have a login to bookmark. Anybody can create a login. If you don't have a login, you can just register here. Once you do have a login, actually, let's demo the registration. Do not steal my password. Oh. Okay, so once you have a login, don't save, do not save. You can go ahead and log into the site. This area, this login area, let's go ahead and stop the quick pitches. The login area is both for visitors and voters, as well as the teams who are proposing ideas in Catalyst. We will come back to the teams part shortly, but for the normal voters, once you have a login, you can continue browsing, and if you see an idea that you like, you know, one of the projects, the groups that I'm really excited to hopefully see their proposal win is the tooling that's coming out of TX Pipe. So, for example, if you're interested in a specific person, you can just sort of type something in here, and then once you see the person you're interested in, you can just click on their name and hit see all of that person's proposals, and what it will actually do, it will filter out to show you all of their proposals, and then here are the content ones that's currently on the ballot. You can hit the bookmark button, and you can create a bookmark. Content checklist. So if you do not have any bookmark yet, you can just type in a new one and then hit create. And then next time you try to add another proposal to that list, it will show up as an option. But you can also create as many lists as you want. You can create, I don't know, like downvote or something, gaming proposal. However you want to split up the list. You can have a public list that you can share with people versus a private list. So it's kind of up to you. Once you have a bookmark, once you have stuff in your bookmark, the next really cool feature, if you are voting, it's one of the things you can access in that logged in area, is this idea of your draft ballots. So if you go here, you can basically, while this load here, the draft ballot will help you create, actually, I think, what we want before we get to the draft ballot. Let's add another proposal to the quick pitch here. Let's look at this guy. So we're going to bookmark this. Once you have stuff in a list like this, what you can do with that list, let's go to the proposal. Once you have a list like this, if you want to use the tool to help you select your upvotes and downvotes before you start voting, because sometimes it's just faster to do all that selection and research on a computer versus on a mobile phone, especially if you're going to be reading a lot of proposals. You can turn your list into a ballot, into a draft ballot, or a pre-voting list or something. And we built this really fun tool that will let you stage your ups and your downvotes. So you can create your bookmark list, turn it into a draft ballot if you want, and then once you have your ballot, you can go in. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. You can go in and start upvoting and downvoting. Looks like we have a funny little bug here. Discovering bugs live. But one cool thing I wanted to show here is, as you are doing your upvotes, it tells you how much of the available money you've given to the upvotes, which is super cool. And I have
So
this
that would be per category, is it?
Yes, per category. So this is the SPO challenge. It tells you there's 4.5 million available, and you have given out 686,000 according to your votes. Let's see, SPO. So you can, and then from this draft ballot, you can add more proposals directly. So you can add proposals as you are searching, or you can also, just from here, if you know what you're looking for, you can add more proposals directly. Let's see. SPO challenge. SPO. Let's get more SPO in here. I believe there's some coffee SPO. Oh no, that's product integration. That's fine. And then you can go in and add more. I just want to show this pie. The pie should keep growing until obviously, if you do a thumbs down, it doesn't do anything to the pie, but it does help you sort of pre-record your intention to thumbs down something. The other place too, let's see, from 10 CO2 in. So another place too that you can also bookmark things is if you are just looking at the challenge and all the proposals in that challenge. So here's the SPO challenge, because some people like to go from challenge to challenge to challenge. So you can also bookmark from this page, and again, your bookmark will show up in that list. Not that one. Let's do the other one. There we go. The one that has 13. I'm just going to try to fill up that list here. And it turns blue if you have already added it to a list. Like, you can have them in multiple lists, but as you are going through, it should tell you if you try to add it to a same. Okay, not on that page. Maybe 17. Okay, is that good enough? Let's see. Let's add one more. We did that already. This is just for demo purposes. If I thumbs down any project on here, don't take it personally. I'm just demoing.
You don't like them projects.
And these are not real votes. We're just demoing the tool here.
Just with these thumbs up and thumbs down here, this is only on the site as well. Can they? I don't think it's possible yet, but are we able to transfer these votes to the app for actual voting, or will people be able to vote through Lido Nation in the future with the APIs that are there?
That's what we're heading. We actually have some proposals to start investigating that and seeing how we can do that. Because as you know, Catalyst is moving to an open stack to where anybody, well, not anybody, but any development team that follow the standards and the protocol will be able to operate. We'll be able to create any UI for Catalyst, and it will all work off of the same unified backend. So our target is Fund 11, hopefully, Fund 12 for sure, to where you will be able to just then on this page say submit my ballot.
Yeah, I think
but
that's when we start to get a lot more participation in Catalyst, when you can do these types of things that you don't have to do it all through the mobile app, where at the minute you register through your wallet and that's closed just for anyone who hasn't registered for this fund yet. And then you have to scan the QR codes onto your mobile app, and there's a lot of steps in it. So the simpler that can be made for people, then the more involvement we're going to get.
Right, and you can have different UIs, right? Like one thing, part of why I'm doing this Pi thing is because I'm trying to encourage people to not just vote for their friends. You know, there's this, if you're voting in this category, there's 4 million to give out. If you 4.7 million to give out. If you don't think there's enough good ideas to give all the money out, that's great, right? But if you voted for your friends already and you see that, oh, there's still 3 million I can give out to people, then, you know, my encouragement here is go ahead and vote for other projects and try to fill up the entire pie. I think if everybody did this, that will balance out the whale effect of the whales that are just going to come in and only vote for the proposals they care about, right? And if the whale also try to fill up their own pie, and every pie, that will also dilute the whale effect.
Yeah, I've seen a big push this time as well from people to downvote projects that they don't think are deserving of funds. And I think it's a good thing to, if they do see proposals that they don't think are worth it, then you can downvote them too. And that's all part of the process. It is the community that gets to decide how the treasury is spent or how the funds are spent. So pick the projects you think are really good and give them your vote.
Yeah, 100%. There's two special categories. If we go back over here to there's two special categories this year: the Catalyst System Improvement and the Catalyst Fund Operation. These two categories, they can actually it's just this one, the Catalyst Fund Operation. There can only be one winner. So this particular category doesn't have the downvote button. It has an upvote and then abstain, since there can only be one winner. But the rest of these, there can be multiple winners. So yes, definitely, if you see a bad idea, you should downvote it, and that increases the power of the upvote for the good ideas.
Yeah,
and then just, you know, try to give enough upvotes to fill up your entire pie. If that's enough about that. So the other group of people that this tool serves are the proposing teams, right? Like I said, again, if you're proposing Catalyst, it can be scary. It's like, where do you go? And where are my reviews? Can I respond to reviews that the community give and all that stuff? The tooling just isn't there yet, and so we're trying to start testing different ideas about what that UI and UX could look like. So if we go back over here to the logged in area, now I'm going to log out here and log in as my normal account. On here, why is this in French? Let's put this in English. My browser is in French, so sometimes. So a few things from this logged in area, you can edit the information that we show about your profile. So when someone is browsing the site and they click on your name, the information that is shown here at the top of this page, you have control over that, and you can change that here. So mainly the bio. So this information, and if you change it, it will update immediately. And then the other thing you can do in here is my proposals. Here, it will show you all your proposals for across all funds. If you are just interested in fund 10, of course, you can filter it to fund 10. It also show you your funded and non-funded proposal. If you do get funded, there's a bunch of tools again to help with the post-funding processes. But the one tool that is available for team now for proposals that's on the ballot is the ability for you to add that quick pitch. So if you have a YouTube video, if you have a Vimeo video of your proposal, and it's 3 minutes or less, you can come in here and add that quick pitch, and this is how you do that. And then the next thing on here for the proposing teams, you can go in and see all your community reviews in one place instead of having to go to, you know, this proposal and that proposal and that proposal from 10. Right. So instead of having to go to each proposal, the community can see all the reviews on here. So you can go through and see all the scores that the reviewers give for the impact, for the feasibility, and then value for the money. And then also, if you are viewing this on just looking at proposals, if you scroll down further, it also shows you other proposals from the team that person is in. That's also on the ballot. But back here, from the proposing teams, you can see all your reviews on one screen. This goes back to all the previous funds. So if you were ever interested in reviews from previous funds, it's all back here for you. But of course, you can filter it to Fund 10. And we have this cool functionality where you can now respond to what the reviewer said. Let's try to find this proposal here. Catalyst Turbo.
And are these linked into IdeaScale, or are these specifically reviews on Lido Nation?
These are the reviews that during the moderation stage where the level 0 and level 1 came in and they review proposals. These are the reviews. Yeah. So these are the reviews that will also show up in the app, in the voting app.
And if you respond here, will they come up in the app too, or is that only?
No, they won't come up in the app. And I think that is the future we're going towards, to where if we were all working from the same database, then yes, the thing you do here will show up there, and vice versa. I think that's probably Fund 12. Hopefully, finger crossed. But this is what the response shows up, what it shows up as on Lido Nation. So if you're using, like, if you're sending out the Lido Nation links to people, because a lot of people would do that, then you might want to consider getting in here and responding to things that might need an additional clarity. So that's how, and of course you can edit it, and that's how that works. But there's so much stuff on here. I really wanted to cover mainly the draft ballots and the quick pitches, which we did. I encourage you to just, maybe I'll touch on this really quick. This is an evolving thing that will probably keep changing over the next few days. And I think in the future, if you go to lidonation.com/catalyst, it will bring you here. During the voting, we like to have a page that just makes it really easy for you to just look at Fund 10 proposals, right? So Fund 10 proposals, this Photo 2 landing page is meant to sort of give you a quick jump into the Fund 10 stuff. So all the challenges are on here. If you click one of these, it will load directly on the same page, all of the proposals that's in that challenge. And then you have these filters here, right? Maybe you want to just see teams that are in this challenge that have completed proposals in the past. These kinds of shortcuts is what this page is all about. So check that out. I was going to mention something else with the shortcuts. It's not coming to me. But anyways, yeah. Any feedback if you're looking at if you're using the tool and something doesn't quite work, or you wish something could work a little different, do reach out, right? That's why we have over 600 revisions, software deployments. It's
Yeah.
because we do get feedback, and those feedback gets turned into tickets, and then they get done, and then they get pushed out. So
Yeah, well, I leave all of them links down below for anyone who wants to get access to it, to the socials that you guys have as well as Lido Nation. And you guys have proposals in yourselves, I've seen there. So anyone that thinks this tool deserves more funds, then make sure and give consideration to the Lido Nation proposals too, which I can leave links to when you're going through. But anything we haven't covered here, or anything people should be aware of for Catalyst?
voting is going on for the next, then I think it's 13 more days. It's 2 weeks long. So get in there and go vote. If you try to vote, if you try to open the app for the first time and it says they can't find they cannot link your wallet, just rescan your QR code. That happened to me. I just rescanned the QR code and then it worked. Yeah, use the tool. And again, if you're looking at a proposal in here, you can always click on the person's name, and it will give you these fun little stats about that person. You know, how many proposals they have on the ballot, how many they've completed in the past, how many they've been funded for but haven't completed yet, stuff like that. So just use the tool. If you see anything that could be improved, please reach out. Please reach out.
Yeah, I
That's
really
it.
like that you can see the history, that you can see people who look for funding, do they follow through, do they deliver on their funding, and it helps build up a good reputation there. But hopefully everyone watching this has given you some more insights into what Lido Nation have, and hopefully it's a big help in you finding proposals that are worth your vote and helping you decide which ones are. Darlington, thanks very much for your time. I appreciate you coming on today. And any questions from anyone, do leave them down below, and subscribe if you're new. Share it out to help others with their Catalyst voting, and I'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Paul, so much for doing this. Yeah, happy voting. Good luck to all the teams. We will be doing a 24-hour Twitter space the last day of voting. So we're going to be looking for teams to come talk about the idea, some fun, just to have fun too. We're trying to make it a party, like a vote, party, governance.
I'll make sure and check that one out too.
So look out for that, community. Thanks for doing this, Paul. That's all we've got.
No worries, man. Take care, everyone.